Welcome to Can Angels Fly Tarot and More. My name is Nancy, and I'm here to read the tarot cards for Aquarius for April 2021. At this time, I ask you to please like my content, to share my channel with others, and if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Once you have subscribed to my channel, please go to my home page and look in the upper right hand corner to locate the notification bell. Click on it. So whenever I go live or upload a video, you'll be notified. Now, if you're ever interested in ordering your own personal tarot reading, you can do so by contacting me by email. My email is canangelsfly1@gmail.com. All the details that you need to order your own personal tarot reading is below this video in the Show More section. Aquarius, your motto is I know. Before I begin reading the tarot cards, I want to offer you an intuitive message about the month of April. You, as is each other zodiac sign, going to face somewhat of a challenge in the month of April, and it is partnership battles or partnership struggles. There is one partner who has been frustrated for some time. They are discontent with some aspect of their life. Life is not moving along as they had hoped. And it's been going on for so long that they've been trying to, move their life forward, maybe to be successful or just acquire some achievement in their life that they feel like they need. And they haven't been able to, no matter how hard they try. And so in the month of April, this particular person who is more the dominant partner in the month of April is prone to emotional outbursts or venting or projecting their personal discontent with their life or some aspect of their life. When I say partner, I am referring to all types of partnerships. It can be any type of partnership. It's a significant partnership in your life, but it could be a spouse or just a romantic partner. It could be a sibling, aunt, uncle, cousin, somebody in the neighborhood or community, an employee or an employer. Just somebody who's very significant in your life. And anywho, the other party, I don't know which party you will play, Aquarius. I don't know if you're the one with the emotional outbursts or suffering from, compacted or extended frustration, again, over some, relative to some aspect or area in your life. Or if you're the other, playing the other role, and are the other partner who will be the comforter or the person that's offering advice or trying to understand this other person. Okay. And so when this event unfolds for relative to Aquarius, what Aquarius represents the energy relative to this storyline that's playing out in all of our lives. It's like realizing that person who's frustrated and who will have the emotional outburst or the venting moment, that they have a particular their sense of self-worth and personal value and personal power has been impacted by what they've been going through for a while. So some people may suffer from a diminished sense of self-worth or value or feeling like they don't have as much power to impose their will in the world during the month of April. And that state, whatever it is for any specific person, like creates a ceiling, a glass ceiling for them, or a range that they can, or a range that they fit in, but it's like a glass ceiling they can't go through with that state of being of lower self-worth, not feeling as confident to pose themselves in the world. And so it's the ceiling. But below the ceiling, there is the floor. And so it's the sliding kind of range that this person is bound to, and it's where they've been. This is where the frustration has come from. And Aquarius, your energy represents the recognizing and acknowledging that ceiling and what it is being to identify it, and it also to identify not only the ceiling but the floor, and seeing a range of their potentials that they're bound to, or the limits that they bound their limits. I'll say limits that they're bound to. And I say limits because they've been there in that same place so long, sliding up and down that particular range, and not being able to go past that or overcome that, or move on to another level. That's what's frustrating them. And your energy is also over understanding that that range isn't a space or area that this frustrated person has to master. They have to master every degree of that range in order to control that space, to crack the ceiling so that they can go higher, to go higher. Hopefully that makes sense. But until then, they're frustrated and they are emotionally just kind of devastated in the month of April. Now, at this time, Aquarius, I'm going to shuffle the cards just a little bit more before I begin to read. I already shuffled them before I began to record. I think I mentioned that, but I'm not sure. All right, Aquarius. Your first card, Aquarius, is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups represents that obsessive compulsive energy or desire, obsessive compulsive desire, urge, need to connect to something. So this Eight of Cups lets me know that it is talking about the highly frustrated person. They have obsessively wanted and needed to what? Like break through that ceiling, to stop sliding up and down that same space or range, to overcome a hurdle, and they haven't been able to. The Eight of Cups suggests that the partner that is significant in your life will have the opportunity to overcome their obstacle in the month of April with the Eight of Cups. Or for some, it could be to the anxiety that is associated with not being able to break through the ceiling, or their limitation, to be able to come to accept that ceiling is there and understand why the ceiling is there. The ceiling exists, or the obstacle exists, because they got this whole sliding range, or the degrees of the sliding range that they got to master. You know, an example of how this could look in reality, let's say hypothetically, case scenario, someone is wanting to become a teacher, and they're just ready to get into the classroom and make the money. Well, they have this sliding, they have this ceiling. The ceiling is they have to get all their teaching credits, and they have to take the state test. Whatever state a person is in, this is just an example. They have to pass their teaching test, state test. And they can't get to the teaching test. They can't pass it because they ain't got all their full credits yet. They haven't had all the classes or learning that they need in order to successfully take that state teaching test to certify them to break through and become the teacher. The Eight of Cups says one or the other circumstance or situation will happen. Either a person will have the opportunity to break through, and that's only for those that are ready. And for the others, what I think is a greater population is that they are going to come to terms and truly understand why the ceiling or the limitation or the obstacle exists and has continued to exist for some time, and what has ultimately, brought them to this high, compact state of suppressed energy that what has will catapult them into these emotional eruptions or these projections or venting periods. The next card is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a warrior. Oh, I do feel that there is a percentage of the populace or of Aquarius, either Aquarius or the other, that's going to really have a heck of a breakthrough. The Knight of Pentacles talks about a warrior who goes out and campaign in order to build, create, sustain, or maintain something in their life. In this case, there are two perspectives. It's the Aquarius that's going to have that initial breakthrough. They're going to crack the ceiling in the month of April. And the Knight of Pentacles talks about how they are on that campaign to make it happen for themselves. Make what happen? Well, I don't know what the ultimate obstacle is or the goal or the mission, but it is definitely to build something in this world or to build upon something in this world. I gave you the example of somebody going after teaching to certification. They break through. They get that certification. They get the what they call it, the score, passing score finally. That breaking through the ceiling. And then there's the other perspective of a person who finally is led to recognize the ceiling and see and understand that there's a sliding scale between that ceiling and that floor. They haven't yet mastered all those degrees in between. And they're able to, their emotional instability subsides once they can comprehend what has really been taking place. And they can see clearly why that they haven't been able to break through the ceiling. Now they can go back across that range between the ceiling and the floor and understand what they have to finish and accomplish and why. Understanding that there has to be an order. They have to sustain what they have, or they have to maintain what they have in that range. Not maintain, but because it's parts that when I'm kind of tripping up on, because there are parts in that range that the person has successfully accomplished or achieved, but there's still these little nooks and crannies that they have not mastered or completed or overlooked. And so they're able to sustain what they sustain. They know what they know how to do what they know how to do, and they're masterful in the parts or components they are. But it's those little odds and ends and niches that they're going to have to go into and build up and complete. The next card is sorry, my back was itching, is the 10 of Cups. I like this in reverse, pointing back to the 9 of Cups. All those hopes and those wishes that this person has was high, really been frustrated and projecting and having these emotional eruptions. It feels good when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I really believe that this 10 of Cups represents, in reverse, represents the light at the end of the tunnel. The 9 of Cups represents the hopes and wishes and dreams about what one wants to attach to, what they need to attach to. That means filling in all those, finally understanding all the little nicks and crannies that need to be filled in, or that ceiling that has the opportunity to burst through in order to reach the actual 10 of Pentacles, to touch it, to taste it, to experience it, to begin to move on it. The next card is the 4 of Wands in reverse, pointing back to the 3 of Wands. The 4 of Wands represents one's inner emotional state and the energy and their flow of energy. It's the wave or the frequency in which they ride on. It depends on the card before the Four of Wands, which is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands represents their active environment, the environment that they sit in. When they sit down and they look around their immediate environment, what has been frustrating them is to see that they ain't been moving nowhere, that nothing is changing. They're not earning anymore. They're not manifesting what they want, and that's the high frustration that has disrupted or diminished their energetic flow, the energy flow. But I do believe in the month of April, Aquarius, that either you, I don't know which role you're playing, but this message is to the frustrated person, that's ready to, advance on to something bigger and better and haven't been able to. That the tarot is saying, I know that this person has looked around the environment and they have been so disappointed, sad, doubtful, losing faith. It says, but in the month of April, you get a clear understanding about how you can actually move forward and attach to what you feel like you need in your life to be successful. Thank you, Aquarius, for coming here. Your motto is I know. So what do? You get to know exactly what you need to do to what? Break through that glass ceiling. Anywho, thank you, Aquarius, for coming here to Can Angels Fly and allowing me to read the tarot cards for you. Remember, if you're ever interested in ordering your own personal reading, you can do so by contacting me by email. My email is canangelsfly1@gmail.com. Until then, or until next time, bye, Aquarius.